Indian community in Northern Ireland is very well established. Some of the first Indians who came to Northern Ireland is late 1920s or early 1930s. A very small community in whole of Northern Ireland. There are only about 200 Indian Pakistani families, the subcontinent of India, and they feel very much at home with here. There was a Northern Ireland labour law which precluded other than Northern Irish getting jobs here until 1971. It precluded anybody from outside, whether they were from mainland Britain or any other part of Commonwealth, in seeking employment. They had to get a special work permit to be employed in Northern Ireland. That law was abandoned only when UK joined Common Market. The relations between the immigrant community and the host community here have always been very excellent. Partly there was no big numbers. There weren't sort of 200 families settling in one place. They were scattered throughout Northern Ireland. Maybe 2-3 families in one town, 2-3 families in another town, maybe 10-15 in a big city like Belfast, 15-20 families in Derry. So numbers have been small. They've been all in business. They weren't competing for the same jobs. They've been net contributor to Northern Ireland economy. They've been mostly earlier on all in drapery business. Some of them started as door-to-door salesmen, then progressed into acquiring shops, wholesale. But now some of them into third, fourth generation, into professions, doctors, engineers, people like me, property developers, hoteliers. I came here in 1966. I started in catering business and progressed in catering, then into property development. Had quite a few setbacks because the terrorist problem. Businesses being destroyed, totally destroyed, partially destroyed, and starting all over again.
Have you been adequately compensated?
Compensation process is very cumbersome. You could never be adequately compensated. When you say compensated, there are two aspects. What you are employing is a financial compensation. Financial compensation, yes, it comes. Sometime you are fully compensated, sometime it's difficult to prove everything. But the biggest loss is really the aggravation, the heartbreak, the disappointment, building up a business and then seeing it destroyed in front of you. There's no compensation for that. So being in Belfast for the last 32 years and being in the city centre and having various businesses, I've seen a lot of changes, I've seen a lot of hardships, a lot of problems. But I'm still glad that I progressed here. My company's done very well. We are into property development for last 15-20 years. We have built some major buildings in the city and some restaurants. Now we are running 3 hotels, planning some major developments for future. One of them is Lincoln Centre in Belfast City Centre, which would be one of the biggest leisure and entertainment development in Belfast. Belfast is a very progressive city, and it's amazing, despite all the problems that we had in the community here, that we kept pace with the development and kept growing. So I think now with the peace process, there's even bigger opportunity for the whole community to progress and see much more development for the greater good of all the community here.
Mr. Rana, in 1996 you've been honoured MBE, a very prestigious award. Could you talk about that something?
Well, I was very glad and honoured to receive the recognition for my work in Northern Ireland, and that's what it is. It's for services to the community and to the economy of Northern Ireland. I've been working here, as I said, from 1966. I've been involved in various business organizations, have done a lot of development, created a lot of job opportunities, been trying to promote Northern Ireland in all sorts of ways. And I think this award was in recognition of my commitment and service to the community, and feel very honored to receive it.
In a current political changing environment, what do you observe the major issue?
Mr. Zaidi, the major issue in every community, wherever you are in the world, is understanding each other and living as good neighbors and getting rid of the hate. This society in Ireland, because of the long history, and a terrible history one could say, has suffered. So people are still fighting their forefathers' battles. The best thing that I see now with this Good Friday Accord is people accepting each other as they are, people willing to work together for the greater good of the community and greater good of the present generation and coming generations. And I'm very glad that this has happened, and I'm very hopeful of the future of the whole of island of Ireland.
The issue of Cooperation North, which is a very important European matter, do you see any contribution in that area?
I'm a member of CBI Northern Ireland Council. So CBI Northern Ireland and IBEC, which is counterpart of CBI in Republic of Ireland, work together very closely to encourage trade links between the two countries. And we meet about 3 times a year, either in Dublin, Belfast, Derry. That was the venues last year. And we encourage more partnership, more working together between business organizations in Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland. And people realize that there's much more to be gained by working together, because after all, we are living in a very small island.